Well, I appreciate everyone coming out today. We are going to get into a good discussion that is kind of a piggyback to what we did a couple of weeks ago, where we talked about the table service features of Aldelo Express. Today, we're going to talk about the quick service features. And actually, when you compare the number of slides for table service versus quick service, I've got more slides for this. That may mean that we probably have a stronger product than you anticipated for the quick service, counter service market. So let's get into the slides and we'll look at what we have and then have a discussion there at the end. So let's start off with a description of the two different verticals or sub-verticals, there it is, for the quick service fast food market. And the first one is a counter service operation, such as coffee shops, sandwich shops, pizza, and food trucks. These all have some similar characteristics, but they are different from the traditional fast food market. They all have a very critical need for speed. They have to be fast. Anywhere that the customer walks up to the counter is what I call a counter service mode. This would be, well, just like I'm described, coffee shop, sandwich, and whatever. These guys the customer walks up to the counter, and there are multiple terminals, so that you can have a single or a multiple terminal operation. And in this, what I'm talking about, there's no drive-through. Even though some coffee shops do have a drive-through, for this particular sub-vertical, I'm talking about not having a drive-through. So key features: repetitive POS mode. This is where when you hit cash and you've cashed the customer out, close the drawer, it does not go back to the 10 keypad like you would have in table service. It goes right back to the menu screen where you can take the next order. That's repetitive mode. There's a flag for that. You can have multiple remote printers, whereas remote printers are important in table service. They can be more critical in quick service because you do need that fast delivery of the order to the different prep stations in the back. The prep stations in a counter service or quick service mode are going to be smaller areas. I've installed systems in these double drive-through type operations where they had a person who had like a 4-foot square. They had that little area was their responsibility, and all they did was drop French fries all day long. And they needed a method to get the order to that person. We can have up to 20 remote printers in the system, and that is in addition to the printers for each terminal. You can have a dedicated kiosk in a quick service operation, and we're going to talk about the features of that as well. And then you can have handhelds to do line busting. One of the more efficient drive-throughs is the one that is at Chick-fil-A, and they have their line order busters are doing a fantastic job. You could do the same thing with counter service, in that you can take a handheld out into the crowd and take orders there. Labor scheduling is key and is important to a counter service, quick service operation, as well as coupon tracking, because this industry of counter and quick service are huge with coupons. So tracking those and balancing them like cash is very important to this market. We do have forced and advanced modifiers. Forced modifiers are, of course, those are the ones that are required to move forward in the order. And then the advanced modifiers are where you can choose and select what you do want. Add this, no this, extra this. And of course, we do have gesturing. This is a very unique feature to Aldelo Express that allows us to do a lot of functions on the point of sale without having to push a button. It's a matter of swiping up, down, left, right, one finger, two fingers, up, down, left, right, that all give you different results that are critical for the speed of the operation. And then, of course, we have the pizza module that is included with our system. Other companies charge for their pizza module. Ours, we don't, and it is a superior module to the others. In counter service, you'll want to have floating cashiers and till balancing. This till balancing is much like you would see in some of the more advanced cash register systems, where you enter at the beginning of the shift, you enter how many pennies, nickels, dimes, quarters you have in your drawer, how many ones, fives, tens, and maybe 20s you have in your drawer. At the end of the shift, you simply do the same thing. You count how many pennies, nickels, dimes, quarters, ones, fives, tens, 20s that are in your drawer. The system will then balance your drawer and tell you what your over and short is. Not so much used in table service, but highly used in a quick service, counter service operation. We can do split orders, and you might guess, well, what good is that in a quick service or counter service? There are times when a person is sent to get everyone's order, but it gets one destination. So you may have one person picking up the order, but you may have 2 and 3 and 4 people who are paying separately. This allows you to enter the order as an entire order, so it's all bagged together, but yet it is still separated at the point of sale, so each individual person is paying. Then the pizza module is not just for pizza. You can use it to create a sandwich shop. In fact, we even allow you to rename the pizza module in the back office. You can rename it to whatever you'd like. It could be called the sandwich module. And then, of course, we have advanced pricing, where if you're using this for a counter quick service, they may have different prices for different portions of the day, a breakfast menu versus a lunch menu. We do that very well, and then the advanced pricing allows you to make those changes. We also have the ability in the advanced pricing module to make mass price changes. Therefore, if they wanted to change the price of their drinks, their soft drinks, that's easily done with the advanced pricing module by separating by group and category, then selecting that group and category, then to change the price up or down. You can go up by 25 cents or whatever you like, but it would then shorten and make easier the time it would take to change all the prices. In the pizza ordering module, you can have 10 different sizes of pizza, or you could have 10 different sizes of bread for your sandwiches, but you have 10 sizes to deal with. You have multiple crust within that. So you can choose a different crust for each of the pizzas or a different bread type for the different sandwiches. Multiple different sauces, toppings, they are coming. You can do toppings as standard toppings and advanced toppings that you charge extra for. And of course, you can do custom pizzas, like a 3 topping that you would include 3 toppings in the price, but any additional toppings would be chargeable. We do whole, halves, and even thirds. You can do a single, double, or triple topping by the button push. You push it once with your finger, it will ring up a single. If you touch it with 2 fingers, it then gives you a pop-up to then choose that's just a single, double, or triple. We do have minimum and maximum toppings. That is kind of what I described with the 3-topping pizza. 3 toppings would be the minimum, and then the maximum would be unlimited, but anything over that would be chargeable. And then of course we do coupon tracking, because pizza customers and pizza operations are heavy into coupons. Along with that is the delivery module. It has the ability to track multiple drivers. We have a balancing routine, just like the cashiers, for the drivers. We also have money drops that they do when they come back from a run if they need to drop any cash payments. We have the ability to be a self-dispatch or have a dedicated dispatcher in the system. There's no flag changes, there's no procedure changes. It's just a matter of how the restaurant would like to operate. If they want a dedicated dispatcher, we can do that. If that dispatcher leaves for the day, the drivers can then self-dispatch. When I talked about the money drops, it's very simple, and it's something that pops up for them when they come back from their runs. And then, of course, the driver balancing. It can be that driver balancing that I described earlier, where they enter their till at the beginning, enter their ending till, and it will then balance them. We do customer profiles. That is, we track the order history, the detailed instructions about that particular customer. What door would they like this food delivered to? That type thing. Then we do have VIP status, which is along the lines of the advanced pricing, but the VIP status is you can identify a customer, set them into a VIP status, of which you have 3, that would then automatically send them to another price level, which could be a discount of a dollar amount or a discount of a percentage amount. But the VIP status is part of the customer profile. We also do delivery zones, so that if a call comes in with an address outside of our delivery zone, the system will flag that. You also have the ability to charge for zones that are too far from the operation. That's something that's done by the system. We obviously have caller ID, which will then recognize the call that's coming in and then pop that customer's profile up on the screen. Even before you answer the phone, you know who it is. And of course, we do online ordering. Aldelo Express has multiple online ordering platforms that we interface with, and that number is growing all the time. So fast food and quick service does everything or has all the requirements of the counter service area, plus it has a drive-through. Drive-through does have some unique qualifications and unique things that have to happen. It's simply kind of a quasi table service thing where you order and then subsequently pay at the next window. So drive-through does have those table service features that you need. You can have multiple prep stations in a fast food. And this can get kind of complex. I've seen restaurants that had 2 complete kitchens in the restaurant, in the quick service fast food market. They would have one side of this cook prep station that was totally handling the drive-through, and the other side of this was totally handling the front counter inside business. When the restaurant slowed, then the drive-through side closed down, cleaned up, and then everything switched over to the counter service side. So you have those unique operations in a fast food restaurant with multiple prep stations. Double or single window. A lot of the Wendy's types are single window drive-through. Most everybody else has gone to double, but you do have the ability to handle both within the same system, and also have the ability to close one of those windows in a slow period and just go down to a single window drive-through. You'll find in some where the window at the back of the restaurant is taking the order and the money. The front window is then just fulfilling the order. And then you'll see combinations of that. You'll see where the order is being taken at the front window, and the back window, all they do is take the money, take the payment. So you'll have to figure out what type of drive-through they're running, but just know that we can handle it either way. Of course, coupon tracking is still very critically important to this market. Labor scheduling, and then force and advanced modifiers. So all those things are still critical. And you'll notice that I have an asterisk by each of the last 3. And that's because each of those is a justifiable return on investment type of item, where they can stop theft, increase profits, and make sure that they're getting paid for the additional modifiers that they're serving. So each of these 3 areas will absolutely have a return on investment associated with it. Then we have the kitchen display, the KDS. You can have up to 20 monitors. And that is in addition to the 20 printers. So it gets a little ridiculous. You can have 40 different prep areas with 40 different ways of showing it. Now that's not going to happen, but here's what you could do is you could have a monitor over a prep station and then have a backup printer there as well. You can have a prep station or a monitor for each prep station that only shows the food that's going for that prep station, and then have a printer that is then attached to the bag. The print receipt is attached to the bag. Those are the kind of combinations that you're going to see in the real world with this. You have different multiple screen layouts. What I'm showing you here is a 3-column by 2 rows. It's called a 3x2. We have other options for different configurations for the screen. You can do a 4x2 and a 5x2. You can also do no rows, just one row. So you'll have a 1, 2, 3, or 4, or 5 row or column. I keep saying row. You can have up to 5 different columns with only one row, and that is used when you have longer orders. Whereas on this screen here, if you had a long order, it would wrap to the next cell. So in this situation, you're going to be able to choose which screen format you'd like to use. All the modifiers are in colors, and you do get to pick the color. You can be any one of 16 different colors. And of course, there's screen timers that are set. They're programmable for how long they are being timed. Once they reach that timer, the order starts flashing so that you know that this order is over the serve time. Serve time and drive-through is critical. That is what they measure their performance by. So that serve time comes from when the vehicle drives over the loop, which activates a timer. Then they take the order. Once they take the order and hit done, that again starts a timer. When they get and pay, that stops the timer. When they get to the front window and they serve, that stops the timer. So there's a lot of different timers that are important to a drive-through. So the speed of the kitchen is critical to that performance measure. This is the order recall screen on a prep station that you are allowed to recall an order that's been bumped. Sometimes the order gets bumped accidentally. Other times they need to go back and look to make sure that they included all the items. You're able to recall the order, and that's what this screen looks like. You also have a production screen. This is just, think of it over a grill where the guy is he's cooking burgers. He doesn't need to know how many of them have mustard, mayonnaise, or ketchup. He just needs to know how many patties to have on that grill. And that's all they're worried on. They're putting the fresh patties on the left. When those are done, they flip them over to the center of the grill. And when those are done, they flip them over to the right side of the grill or into a holding bin. So all he's worried about is how many patties he has to have down on that grill. So this production screen would tell them just that, how many patties they need, how many, and another station would be just how many fries. Then you would have the production screen, the item screen showing the order to the person who has to actually assemble the hamburger correctly. So this is a really good screen to have that shows the total number of each individual item. To not confuse the production, we could have where it is only burgers going to this particular screen and then fries going to a different screen. And we also have a kiosk. This would be a dedicated kiosk terminal. This is not the Mesa stuff. This is a absolute physical terminal in the lobby. This terminal can have a printer and a PAX device attached to it. There's no cash drawer, but there is a printer and PAX device. So if the customer is producing their order, entering their own order, they get a receipt with an order number. They go to the cashier and pay and pick up their food. If you have a PAX device associated with this, then they would be able to pay with credit card and then just pick up their order. That is up to the flow of the particular restaurant, but we are able to handle either or both. It does use the same database and images from the point of sale. It's identical. So a change made at the point of sale is going to then be picked up by this kiosk terminal. Once you have created your database for the store, it will then create and download to this kiosk in just a matter of seconds. So this is just another point of sale terminal for us. It just has a different screen configuration and different flow. It actually uses a flow that people are accustomed to, in that it looks like a shopping cart online. When you place the order or touch the item, you see the item move into the shopping cart. Once you're done, you touch the shopping cart and proceed through your payment. We do have force modifiers, which are, in this case, steak temperatures. So we are able to show the temperature and force the entry of that before you can proceed. We also have the advanced modifiers on here, so they can choose their options for sides or how they would like their food and sandwiches prepared. Order is then recalled at the other terminal. It can be at any terminal. So once this kiosk is used, then if they have multiple terminals on the counter, you can recall this order in any of the terminals. It doesn't have to be a dedicated one relationship to one terminal. Order at any kiosk and it will appear then on any counter service terminal. You can then proceed with the order in a normal fashion. You can add, delete, modify, and pay the order. And then there's Mesa. So under the Mesa umbrella, which is another module that's included at no charge, you have multiple store e-gift. This is the electronic gift card that's been stored in the cloud and recalled by the Mesa app on their browser. You can also have multiple stored plastic gift cards. These are shown with a QR code on the plastic card instead of a mag stripe, and that QR code is then scanned by the camera on the iPad. Online ordering is obviously part of it. This can be done on a tablet, it can be done on a PC, and it can be done on a phone. It doesn't really matter to us, any of those. There is QR code ordering in that we have a customer that is actually using this kind of uniquely. And they have their QR code for their menu blown up to like a 2 foot by 2 foot, and they have it posted in the window. People drive up in their vehicle, scan it from a distance, place their order from their car. This was working so well that he produced signs that he now has posted in the parking lot where you can drive up, scan the QR code, which then is unique to that particular parking spot. So when the order is fulfilled, we know, or the customer knows, where to take that food. This is all done from their car in the parking lot. We do have other products that are coming. You're going to see a new release here shortly. We're testing some new products right now for the Mesa app. This uses the diner's phone, tablet, and PC to place orders. And it takes the QR code that is sometimes posted in the restaurant that shows the menu. This takes it to a whole nother level. This allows us not only show the menu, but to allow the customer to enter their own order, saving time and mistakes. This app can handle dine-in, takeout, curbside delivery, and of course, tableside ordering. The tableside ordering is what I was describing for that customer who had the signs in the parking lot. That's what that was. It is a one-button activation. All they have to do is scan the QR code and they are in. They then can produce and create their own profile. But the database that's downloaded is built from the cloud. And it just takes one button to activate it and create that database. And there, of course, there's a continuous menu sync so that the customers always having the most current menu and the current pricing. And we don't care what browser it is. It's browser agnostic. Of course, it's fully integrated with Aldelo Express, which means we can handle complex orders. We do split orders and then future orders, all through this Mesa app on the, I'm going to call it on the phone, but it's whatever their device they're using. It's included all these features. On the curbside, you do have the ability to have a vehicle description so that the people running the curbside can actually look on the receipt and see the vehicle as it drives up and then match it to one of the orders. It does have a pickup date and time so that you could place your order for pickup after work anytime during the day. So when you're placing the order, you then signify and declare what time you'd like to pick it up. The system, the POS system, handles the rest. There is a QR code that will be displayed on your phone, on the diner's phone, that can be scanned using an iPad that would then show that that order has been picked up. And of course, easy to pay at the vehicle using the PAX device. For delivery, we do have multiple addresses. So you can have a work address, a home address, your kid's address, all under your profile. It does recall previous orders and allows you to then reorder the same thing. Pizzas are still handled the same as the point of sale with whole, half, or thirds, double, single, or triple quantity of modifiers, and then delivery notes, which kind of which door to bring it to, what's the gate code, those type things. There's no website build cost. This is very unique from our competitors. We don't charge to build it. It'd be kind of criminal if we did, since it's just one button to push. And it literally handles everything from there. There's no hosting. This is all part of the hosting for the store's account anyhow. So we don't charge extra to host their website. There's no swipe fees for the gift cards and then no maintenance fees for the website. So this totally is included at no charge. There's no hardware to buy. There's no cost for the web app, no software update cost, unlimited users, and everything is included with the Aldelo Pay platform. That makes us very unique. Our competition charges for their delivery. They charge for their pizza. They charge for their online ordering. All this is additional charges for our competitors. Everything is included with the Aldelo Pay platform.
For more information about Aldelo and our products, you can always call us at 800-801-6036 or email us at sales@aldelo.com. If you have a support question, email support@aldelo.com, or you can check us out at the family of websites that we have, aldelo.com, aldelopay.com, and the Aldelo.express.